Thank you. Minister, I just want to ask you if you have any plans to allow students who are on receipt of SUSI grants funding to be able to work at the weekends, because we know how important it is. You did make some changes for people and families, and they have to work Oireachtas, number one, but number two, families are stretched beyond all, and so are students with the cost of living crisis, and to allow them within the scope of the application without them being punished.
Minister.
Yeah, not to upset the deputy, but I think I agree with him on this. I mean, I think this is an area that makes logical sense what the deputy is saying. There's always a balance to be struck when you're Minister for Further and Higher Education between the importance of a full-time student being able to focus on their studies and the integrity of their education, all of that. But there also is the real world, and in the real world many people work part-time jobs. Many people might work a shift in a bar at the weekend or in a supermarket or whatever else. And indeed many people probably need to and require to as well, and I'm conscious of that fact. As the Deputy has said, we did make a number of changes, and the main financial support available to students is the student grant scheme. It's means tested, it's called SUSI as people know, and under the scheme holiday earnings as it's called, that's the income that a student has earned outside of term time in the previous tax year, and it can be deducted from the total income assessed up to a maximum level. For students in the current academic year, the maximum level is 4,500. However, I did increase that in the budget for the next academic year to 6,552. So from September, a student will be able to earn 6,552 and disregard that from their SUSI application up from 4,500. But I do think the point the Deputy makes is right, because I think we do need to go further in relation to this, and I've asked my officials to prepare me a paper in relation to this, because I do think the idea of regular weekend work, which is I think a core component of many a student's life, is something that we should reflect on. We've done it for the holiday time, we've increased the threshold, I'm pleased we've done that, but I would like to see us go further. So I will, as I've said already in the House, I will be publishing an options paper in advance of the budget, but you can take it that this is very high on my priority list to try and make progress.
Mr. Deputy.
So I'd like to thank the staff in SUSI and indeed Geraldine in my own office who do tremendous work and help assisting families. So we discussed the matter after a meeting with you on the South East Technology University Davy room last October. At that stage you said that the students were only allowed to earn 2,000 and summer, but you increased that. You said you would, and you did, and I acknowledge that and thank you for that. And it's 4,500 up to 6,527. Very, very welcome and very, very necessary. But you did what you says in the tin, and I acknowledge that, and thank you for that. This is an area now, and you know, and to take your own towns in County Wicklow, one I know very well, as you know, and the hospitality industry, and they employ students, and it works both ways. They need the students, and the students need to work, and it takes the pressure off the families to be able to work, to be able to get a few extra bob, pocket money or whatever, and it doesn't put all the pressure on families who are hard pressed at the moment. So I'm glad that you've asked your officials to look at it.
Minister.
Yeah, well, look, as you said, you were successful in highlighting the issue last year in relation to the holiday earnings. We heard you, heard other colleagues. We acted upon that because it was a sensible thing to do. I don't want a situation where a student is looking over their shoulder or looking at their pay slip, worried if they work an extra shift at a weekend in a local bar, or local hotel, or local supermarket, that within reason it'll push them out of financial support to the point where they actually decide it's not worth my while, or I can't actually take that job at a time when we have shortages, particularly but not exclusively in the hospitality sector. So it is something I'm looking at. We've made the change, as I say, from over £4,000 to over 6,500. I would like to go further. I think your suggestion is a reasonable one, is a sensible one. And in advance, in preparing for the estimates, I will see if we can build on the progress we've made.
Supplementary.
Good. Yes, Minister, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that your officials are looking at it and examining it. So it would be wonderful, as I said, for social cohesion and for everything, because it's a good work ethos instilled in students as well, that they understand, you know, the value of work, and so do their employers. And you know, and in fairness, the vast majority of employees have good relationships. We have the odd rogue employer, and they shouldn't be supported at all. But no, I think it's very positive, and it's very, very good for the students, as I said, to be able to work. I'm a student myself in third level, and I know the situation regarding you know, work, and she combines a dancing career with it as well. So Anna can know her fault, but nonetheless, I'm delighted that you're looking at this, and I hope it'll be good news when it comes to budget 2022. 23.
Final reply, Minister.
I know my limitations, so I won't give any views or advice or impact on dancing, and I'll leave that area to you, but you clearly managed to juggle quite a lot in getting through education, dancing and a job. But look, no, there's a serious point in all of this. There is a cost of living challenge for many people. I do accept there's a cost to going to college, a cost of education, and I also accept very clearly that there are lots of people in rural Ireland and urban Ireland who are looking for somebody to work in the pub, work in the hotel, work in the supermarket, work in the shop or the pharmacy or wherever else. And if it's possible to do both, and I think it is in a certain way, some weekend work, I don't think you should be overly penalised in relation to your SUSI grant. So I will try and make more progress on this in the estimates in the autumn.